Almost every dude I know wants to be with hotter, higher caliber women. And I started at a very low level of this in my early 20s. My girlfriend left me for another man. I was at rock bottom with my social confidence in my dating life. And over the last 10 years, I put a lot of trial and error into leveling up my own confidence, my dating life, being with a lot of different women, understanding what I like and what I don't like in women, and getting to a place where I truly feel entitled and confident when it comes to dating the highest caliber women. I live in Miami now, and I'm walking around looking for the highest caliber women. I've talked to a lot of clients, the girls that they think are like 8s, 9s, and 10s. I personally don't even think that they're that high. So yes, dating 9s and 10s is subjective, but I'm just talking about how to date more aesthetic, more mature, more aesthetic, more healthy, intellectual, brains and beauty, higher quality women. And so in this video, I want to go over the process that I went through to level up my own confidence in dating life, some practical steps you could do over the next couple of days or weeks to get the ball rolling, and then also understanding the entire process as a whole, dispelling a bunch of different bullshit myths that you may think is true, that I thought was true when I was actually going about doing this 10 years ago. So first thing to understand is like when my girl left me because I couldn't keep the attraction high, I don't think she was a 9 or a 10. Back then she was probably like 7.5, maybe an 8, which was out of my league at the time, honestly, because I hadn't really been with any women. I knew nothing about attraction, male-female dynamics, keeping a girl long-term, leading, dominating, all the different aspects that go into having a successful dating life with attractive women. I didn't understand any of it, right? But when I first came out of that first relationship, I couldn't go up to a girl. I had never been on a date outside of that relationship for 5 years, so I hadn't dated. I've been on one first date before that. It was an awkward first date. And honestly, I couldn't go up to women. Online dating wasn't that popping back then. This is like, 12 years ago. So really you had the nighttime. You had the nighttime and day game. And I was not good at either. So I just didn't know what the fuck to do. Right? And so the very first thing I did is what I think a lot of men do, which is like, they go to the gym. I think it's an obvious thing. You think you want to get better with women, so you go to the gym. If I get jacked, I get muscles, I'll have women. And honestly, it was good because it taught me some discipline and work ethic, and I did start to build my look. But understand, guys, getting jacked, getting muscle alone is not going to get you the 9 or the 10. If you have one takeaway from this video, there is no one thing that's going to get you the woman, right? And so what you need to do is have a comprehensive list that will collectively build your value or your sexual market value as a whole to a high level. All right, and that was something I didn't understand either, because when I first started getting into pickup and dating, the gurus that were on YouTube would tell you if you had enough game, you could get any girl. And that's bullshit. Game alone is not going to get you the 9 or the 10. You cannot be an ugly dude that has nothing going for him, but just has game, and then you get the 10. You can also not just be the jack dude and has nothing going for him and get the 10. You can also not be the rich guy who has nothing else going for him other than money and get the 10. Some of these things could actually intrigue a 10 or a 9, whatever fuck. I hate the numbers, but some of these things could intrigue a really hot woman. But I'm just talking about how to actually date. Like the title of this video is how to date, like how to attract and retain a high quality woman in your life to be your girl, a girl that wants to be your wife, a girl that wants to start a family with you, that you could be proud to show around with and have kids with and have a family photo with and say, that's my fucking wife. She's hot and I got her. Because I built myself up so much and I attracted her and I kept her and now she wants to have my babies. Right? Like that's powerful, I think, as a dude, to have an impressive wife. So understand there's no one thing that's going to get it, but collectively as a whole, you're gonna need to increase your sexual market value. Now as a dude, we think as a woman about how hot she is pretty much her physical, right? Like her personality and these other things can turn her off to you. But we see a girl and we're initially just looking at her looks. We're not like, oh, I wonder how her personality is. If you see her and she's truly your level of hotness that you want, you're fucking really about it. And a lot of dudes will even put aside a lot of these flags that they may even see up front just to even be with a woman of their caliber. But understand as a dude, it's not just your physical look. Yes, that influences it. Like I said, there are multiple factors, but it's not just that one thing, right? So being tall can absolutely help. being jacked can absolutely help. Having a nice physique, being well-dressed, well-groomed, nice haircut, nice smile, nice skin, tattoos or clean cut, jacked, sporty, or well put together, well-dressed, fashionable man, or a dude who's wearing a suit. Like, these are just different archetypes, but all of these things can be maxed out. Your game, your communication, your status, right? There's a lot of comments going online. Is it looks, money, status, or game? It's all of them, dude. Collectively as a whole, your looks, your money, your status, your game, meaning your communication. And look at status not necessarily as fame. Look at it as like your following, how your environment treats you, your social proof, your network, your friends, potential women in your life, what you do for a living, the lifestyle as a whole, your travel. All of that is like status, I would say, if we're going looks, money, status, game. But you want to look at that all as like status / lifestyle, because that's what it is. And there's environmental status. You don't need to be a celebrity to have status. The teacher in the classroom has status in the classroom. The bartender at the bar has status in the bar. The dude who's jacked doesn't have as much status as that same dude who's running the fitness class that the 10 is working out in. In that environment, he has more status. So understand, as a dude, it's your looks, money, status, game. Money doesn't necessarily mean your money in the bank. It means more about it contributes into your lifestyle. So collectively as a whole, if we look at all of those things, we can evaluate what is a dude's SMV or sexual market value. And the way I see it is that if the girl truly believes that in her mind she's a 9, you're going to need to be at least an 8 or a 9 from her perceived level of value. Like, she needs to look at you collectively as a whole and feel like you're up to par with her. She doesn't want to go for a dude who she genuinely thinks is below her. And I'm not talking about just physically. Some girls treat physicality, physical looks, slightly more important than others. Some women are more heavily influenced emotionally by the interaction, but other girls just can't get past the physical. So for some women, the physical is extremely important. Other girls, it's not as much. Some girls like height more. Other girls, it doesn't really matter that much. So all of these factors have a plus or minus level of, relevance depending on the woman. Because some girls, it's perceived value, right? It's what she thinks is valuable. A girl that's 5'2" could still be a 9 or a 10, but to her, I bet you a dude who's 5'6", 5'7" is tall. To her, it doesn't matter if you're 5'7", 5'8", 5'5", 6 foot, because she's already short. Now that same girl, if she's 5'8", well, she might value height a little bit more, depending on her perception, right? So understand that when it comes to the SMV, it's a perspective. Some women like tattoos. They see a dude like me, they might get more aroused just off of my look. Other girls are very clean cut, reserved, don't want any tattoos. It might even be a sin against their religion, and their parents always told them to not do that thing. They might even disqualify you off rip. So understand that there's no 110 for everybody, and everybody's perception of value is slightly different. Now, I don't want to nerd out on this video too much, but understand, guys, with that being said, you want to do whatever you can to max out your own SMV, right? That means you want to optimize your look. You want to get lean. You want to build muscle. You want to dress nice. You want to take care of your grooming. You want to work on your smile. You want to make sure you have good skin. You want to deck out your physical. You do that slowly on a daily basis with the foods you eat, the activities you do, the things you don't put into your body. It's eating clean, staying clean, and putting in the work physically every day. But then also your communication, the way you interact with the world, your confidence level, your charisma, your charm, your seduction skills, your ability to create attraction and interact with women in a flirtatious manner. All of that we'll call as communication, social confidence, vibe, charisma, game, right? So I went over looks, deck it out. Now we're going over game, deck it out. Look at everything on my channel. You want to practice social skills on a daily basis. You go out, you interact with people. We go up, you say hi to 3 to 5 different strangers throughout the day. Carry conversations with them. You're in the grocery store, have a conversation with a random stranger, with the cashier, with the dude in line next to you. You see a pretty girl walking down the street, go over, give her a compliment, ask her a question, talk to her for a couple minutes. Get comfortable doing that every day. Go out on the weekends. Go on a date. Work on your social skills daily. That took me a very long time. It was something I didn't do. Hello, good morning. You want to work on this every single day. Look, I'm practicing it on the video. She said hi. It's like, hello, good morning. You need to be able to do this on a daily basis. Right? Then you want to review. with both of these things, you want to review. How did yesterday go? Did I hit my diet? Did I hit my goals? Did I hit my social skills? What were the struggles? Well, I was in my head when I did this thing. Well, I was considering breaking my diet. Well, I was gonna do blank, but then I thought, let me just put in the work. All right, so you want to stick to it, and over time, you're gonna get more and more confident with your social skills. You're gonna look better, and you're gonna start going on dates. Now, here's the last part of it: is that you need to work your way up in the dating ladder. You don't just build your character up and then you go out with the 10. You don't understand how attraction works yet, bro. You're gonna lose the woman. So wherever you're at right now, don't wait. Don't wait years to start going on dates, because you need to work on yourself. Start dating now. If you're a 7, be real with yourself about where you're at, by the way. About your collective total SMV, your looks, your status, your lifestyle, the way you're living, and also your game, your experience, your seduction, all of these things. Be aware of what that whole thing is. If you feel like you're a 6 or a 7, you should probably be dating 7.5s right now. Strive to go slightly out of your comfort zone and start dating there. Get experience dating there. Go on dates. Get your heart broken. Get ghosted by a girl. It's gonna hurt, and it's gonna lead to more pain, which then gets channeled into fuel, and then you get better, and you get better, and you get better. Look, it doesn't need to take you a decade, but don't think you're gonna become a master at this next week just because you watch this video. If anything you should take away from this video is it's a process. But the good news is that the process becomes fun. And as you're going through it, life becomes more and more fruitful. And eventually, when you get to the higher levels, all you want to do is the process, and then help other people go through the process. And that's really what's the most fulfilling. You spend the majority of your day going through your own process to put yourself into a good frequency, so you could then help other people get through that process. And thus, in return, you give value to the world, you get fulfillment for helping other people, and then you're in a really high frequency, and then you could go back to your family or your girlfriend or whatever you got going on, or you go on a date and you're in a really good mood, you could spread the love that way as well. And that's ultimately at the higher levels, that's what you're trying to do. Is you build the character, you go through the process, you help other people go through that process, you get fulfillment that way. Ideally, you get paid for that too. And then you can spread the love back to the family and the loved ones towards the end of the day. That's, in my opinion, that's the structure that I find myself leaning towards more and more and more. But understand, wherever you're at right now, start dating the 7, the 7.5. Work your way up to the 8, 8.5. Build up your character. Build up your character in the process. You could do this whole process in 1 to 2 years probably. It took me way too long because I was bullshitting the first couple of years. I got sidetracked. I was doing drugs. I was fucking partying, bullshitting, wasn't hitting my goals. So I had 3-4 days of progress and then 3-4 days of setbacks. I don't even know how I even made progress, honestly. It was too much time bullshitting. Right, but that's what it is, man. You're not going to be an 8 right now and bag the 10 because you don't know what the fuck to do, and you're not attractive enough to her, and you don't have the experience enough to get that woman. But the good news is you start putting in the work right now. You enjoy the process of going through this thing. You start going out and interacting with the world. You start growing. Your confidence will go up. You start dating girls that are around your level or a little bit higher. Then you have success with that. Then you get desensitized to that, and that allows you to go even higher. Then you get motivated to make your look even better because you feel good when you're doing these things. You feel good losing weight and getting jacked and putting on nice clothes. It feels good going on dates with girls that you're attracted to and they're attracted back to you, bro. You start going through that process. And then after you get more and more desensitized to it, you're gonna want the higher and higher levels. Just like it took me the last 2-3 years, I've gotten more and more lean because I wanted higher and higher levels for myself. I felt more entitled to date hotter women because I had the experience, because I built up myself, because I built up my business. I went through this whole process on all these different levels. And now it's at a point where it's like, I feel like my look is very close to being maxed out, even though it's not, but it's at like the top 90% of what I could get it to. I feel like my dating confidence and understanding of women and attraction and all of these things is at above 90%. I feel like my income, my lifestyle, the things I could provide, all of these, my status, like all of these things, 90%. Right, so it's like, yes, over the next couple of years, I'm going to be trying to really deck it out, and I'll continue to level up, and that will never stop. But it's at a point now where I'm confident. If you put me on a lie detector test, you show me a really hot girl, I'm confident I could have that girl in my life, and she would love me. That's what it's about. It's like most of you dudes don't feel entitled right now to a 9 or a 10, and because I wasn't there either. I would panic at the thought of a girl like that. And I wondered if there would ever be a day where I could actually get a girl like that. I thought it would always be me being in my head, like just being anxious as fuck that I'm gonna lose the woman. But once you go through the process a bunch of times and you lose women, you get your heart broken, you go through the whole process, you date them, you make money, you get the physique and the life you wanted, eventually it gets to a point where you actually feel entitled of these things, right? And they won't even become a big deal. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm not even craving the fucking hot girl at this point. I'm more dialed in on my work and my purpose and helping other people. That's why I put out these videos. I'm not running around the streets trying to get laid right now. I'm trying to help you guys. That's where I find the most fulfillment. But this is the process, man. You got to work on yourself. You take those first couple steps. You start dating. You work your way up slowly. And in the next couple years, your dating life, your confidence is going to become more and more fulfilling as the levels go higher and higher. Okay? That's all for this video, guys. Put in the work today so you can start working your way up to hotter, higher caliber women. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.